Hello and welcome to Miner Plays a Random Game. This one is Ghost Lake, so let's go. Right, same settings as before. I always like to disable them just in case. Random civilization, so I'm Goss. Red is Koreans as General Cho Young, and green is Teutons as Henry the Lion. So Ghost Lake is just regular settings around the outside. You know, you've got your average wood, wild animals, headbanging, gold and stone patches, but you have this ghost lake in the middle. Now the idea with this ghost lake is you can't create any buildings, so you want to be careful that you don't try and create a wall across or leave any open gaps in the wall. Now I'm playing as Goth, so I don't have the best of walls, and so I'm just creating palisade walls just to try and wall myself off. And I thought it's probably just a good idea if I just wall off a decent amount of space, but I've made sure I hadn't walled off, you know, gone up to this piece of wood here and then gone out, because once I chop through it won't be good. So I'm just getting various villagers to wall off. Die, wolf. Now the enemy, if they're AI, they're going to be silly. They are going to, I think you see it with one of these, they try and build a wall across, you know, something like this, but they've just left a huge open gap, which is not good at all. And you can easily go in and attack. Now you will find a few animals on this. Ooh, come and get. There we go. You will find a few animals on this ghost lake here. So yeah, if you find them, that would be good. It'd be quite good actually for a custom scenario to create it so that you have a small amount of space around the outside where you can boom and you get all your gold and wood and food and stone, and then you have a huge ghost lake in the middle. Well, maybe not huge, but you know, a small map indeed. And where are these knights? I'll get rid of them anyway. Yeah, yeah, it's a shame that I was Goths, because then I couldn't create gates and you have to keep destroying the wall and rebuilding it. Yeah, yeah, and if you had like as I was saying before, if you had a large, well, small ghost lake area in the centre, that would be a great battleground. And it could be that the rules are you're not allowed to attack the enemy's personal base. I mean, maybe you could disable trebuchets and any siege and just have loads of towers around and fortified walls around the enemy's base. That'd be quite cool actually. I wonder if someone's done that. Anyway, yeah, you can see here we go. I can get through here so easily. Yeah, that wall's going to be great, you know. And because they've actually created a wall here, it means that any enemy that wants to get through, for example these villagers, don't know why they're there, will have to go past this castle, so I'm quite pleased about that, and I decided to get rid of that fortified wall. And any enemy that come down here will be able to that is just silly. Sorry, I was just in awe of how stupid that was. Yeah, any enemy will have to come down here, so that's one fortunate thing about Ghost Lake. Try and use the enemy's stupidity to your advantage here. I mean, I've got lots of fast girls, so I'll be able to sort out the enemy when they come in. The reason for the Goths having only palisade walls is because they were essentially nomads, and they didn't need to, you know, create walls to barricade their base. They set up their base, clear out the enemy, get their resources or any treasures that are nearby, and that would be fine. They wouldn't have to worry anymore about that. So now I keep quite a few of my enemies are Koreans in these random matches. It's really quite annoying. So anyway, don't forget to make use of all the space that's around you. I mean, as you can see, I've hardly seen anything at all. I mean, I can see where the enemy's base is. That's not a problem. And I know where green is, and I'm sort of attacking him now. But for example, you know, some stone here, there's plenty, you know, a decent amount of gold, some more stone, some more gold. And you know, small wood patches. I could be making good use of this, but I think it's also just because I'm goths and I won't be able to create any gates. So that could well be the other reason why I'm not doing as much visibility as I need to. But I thought, you know, I'm doing okay for resources, so I'm not going to have too much of a problem. So I thought I'd just decide to get rid of the enemy, and as I said before, make use of this ice patch here, or whatever ice patch you may come across, as a way of getting into the enemy's space, because you might as well use it rather than trying to destroy a wall, unless of course it's much easier for you to destroy the wall and get in that way. Like for example, if the ice patch is right back here, you might as well just destroy the wall that's around here. And elite Huskarls are brilliant, you know, even though, yeah, 70 health, not the best of health. 16 attack, which is very good, but they've got 2 and 10 armour. Oh, actually, I wonder if they can get the final armour, so I'll just have a quick check. Let's see, blacksmith. No, they can't get the final armour, plate mail armour. That's a shame really, that would have been great. 4 and 12 armour, that'd be great. Now of course Huskarls, yes, they can have anarchy and profusion, so they can create Huskarls really quickly from the barracks, which is actually very historically relevant, because it means that they, I think the majority of their civilians could be trained up as fighting units, and they would then use these Huskarls to make a quick attack on an enemy and then move on, and that's also the other reason why they only have palisade walls. Not much more really to say about Ghost Lake, to be honest. I mean, your bases, I think your bases are slightly inland a bit, so you could have, you know, for example, yeah, I found this gold here, so that was fine. So I think I should soon send these villagers on wood. But having a town centre here and getting some farms up and some more wood, that would be a great source of income. And you know, you could wall that off. I mean, I'm quite fortunate here. If I just walled off this part here, that would be great. Just keep that for solely wood and food, and then I could make an attack around the outside here and somehow work my way through. Actually, yeah, one thing. When you attack on Ghost Lake, the enemy might try to come down around here. You know, if they were an actual person, they might try to come down around here, but you might try to attack around here. So you need to make sure that you cover all aspects, all areas of the Ghost Lake. You don't want to leave one area completely unguarded. I mean, suddenly that war wagons come in, and those have come in. And look, you know, huge army. I have to come down and sort this out. Henry's and Iron's resigned. That's good. Actually, if it was Teutons, I don't think I saw any Teutonic knights. Anyway, I got rid of all of these, not too much of a problem. And fortunately, because it's AI, they only really attack from one particular direction. So that's not too much of a problem. But as I said, with people, they may attack from a different direction to you. So I could have this bunch of Huskarls, you know, down here, another bunch up here, another bunch up here, another bunch up here, and another bunch up here. Or the enemy could simply just come around here, create a base here, and then suddenly attack from this side. That would be a huge, huge detriment to me. Or then again, I could do that, so it doesn't really matter, I suppose. Sorting out the enemy's base here. We've got some barracks coming out with loads of Huskarls. Fortunately, you can get 210 population, which is the most I believe any civilization can get. Getting rid of all these bombard towers, all these keeps, all these stables, all these villages, and soon be able to do spies, which appears I've done already. I'm surprised I did it this early with that amount of villagers, but maybe that's actually most of the villagers left. There's still a couple around, but I did suddenly go down loads of gold, unless that was due to the amount of Huskarls I decided to bring out. 5, yeah, still going to do plenty of damage, that's good. So yeah, but the other thing also, because you can't build anything here, you can't build any towers or outposts, so you can't really see the enemy in. So that's another reason for having to see whether keep lots of units around the Ghost Lake, just to make sure the enemy doesn't attack from a different angle to you. So thank you very much for watching. See you in the next part.